What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as I did promise though, I am going to go over all 25 challenges in the new Red Bull Wild Ride playlist. Now before I jump into the challenges though, I will first show the rewards if you are wondering what you get. So the first thing is going to be an Apex tint there, then you get yourself 4,000 crew credits. You'll get yourself the exclusive outfit that is going to be the Red Bull Wild Ride. Then we're going to have the Motorfest podcast horn, which is interesting. We're then going to have bucks after that, guys. Also the underglow as well. And then finally a title. So if you are wondering, no, there's not going to be any of the audio signatures in this one, which might end up disappointing some people. Now, when it does come to the challenges, though, I would say most of them are going to be fairly simple to do. And if you are wondering, none of the challenges are going to have to do with the weird, like, scoring thing you'll have to do in the newest events. So I guess that is going to be a good thing there. Now, the first challenge I do want to talk about here, the reason why is I didn't do this one because I honestly don't feel like doing it. And if I do every single challenge, the only thing I'm going to get is a title, so I'm kind of like, yeah. But for this, though, you will have to finish 3 grand races, which I would say is going to be very obvious. Jump into 3 of them, get them done. You don't even actually have to race, you just have to be in there to get this one completed, so it should be fairly simple to do it. Moving over to the next one though, we're then going to have drive 6.2 miles in free drive. This is going to have to be done with the Robbie Madison Edition EXC 450. I would say a lot of people are probably going to get the 6.2 miles done while doing the other challenges because you will most likely end up getting the 6 miles done doing the other ones. We have to drive to one location or the other one. And then moving over to the next few challenges, these two can easily be done together. So for the first one, you're going to have to use the Red Bull Cannon in the Red Bull Playground that's on Maui in free drive. With that though, you're also going to have to do 5 backflips in free drive with the same bike again. So simply heading over to the map here, guys, head over to the Red Bull Cannon, which is going to be located right here in the middle of the playground on Maui. Spawn over to the skill here, basically turn around and hit it. You'll get that challenge done. But you can also get all 5 backflips done on the cannon as well, legitimately in a single run, by the way. So get the other objective done, spawn back over to the skill, head back over to the cannon, guys. Make sure you hold square down, you'll spin faster. You'll get all 5 backflips done in a single run, which in return is going to make that much easier than trying to find a mountain somewhere, than trying to hit rewind and doing backflips and stuff. I would recommend heading over to the cannon. It is much faster. Moving over to the next challenge though, Bold Rush is going to require you to drive from the Red Bull Playground Smoky Tent to the island, or aka Koa Loe. Probably did not say that right, most likely butchered it, but y'all know what I mean, right? So for this challenge though, you will have to head over to the playground tent, which if you are wondering is going to be the big one right here with the smoke coming out of the top of it. I basically spawned right in kind of the middle of it, or like over to this event, drove over to it. And if you are wondering, the island you're going to have to go through is going to be located over here. Was kind of odd to find at first. I was kind of searching around, but luckily it's going to be fairly close by. Put the objective there, basically spawn in, guys, head over to the tent, face that direction, and then ride all the way over to it on the motorcycle. And then moving over to the next challenge though, we're then going to have drive from the Haleakala Observatory to the little island near the Makalu Beach, probably didn't say that right, without touching the asphalt. So for this, you are going to have to use the Robbie Madison Edition once again, but guys, you cannot touch the asphalt on this. A lot of people might be wondering, well, how exactly am I going to get over there without touching the asphalt? So a few different ways you can do this. Now the method I did end up taking is basically spawning here to the observatory, which you have to leave from here. I would recommend going up the mountain this way, guys, following this all the way over. You can pretty much go down kind of between the road here, staying on the dirt, going down into here, and then following this all the way down if you want. Now, in order to get over there, though, you can also jump off the corner here if you want, heading over toward the island, or you could probably take the annoying route like I did and not realize where you were going. Ended up going left this way, then jumping off into there, coming around here toward the island. But I would say that's probably going to be the quickest route. So again, I will go over this real fast here, then show you guys the footage. Heading over this way though, coming down on the top of this mountain, guys, following the dirt road here down into this area, then going down into the dirt road, basically following that all the way down. There's no asphalt to worry about. You can then stay straight and then jump off the corner here again right into the water toward the island is probably going to be the best way to do this one. And then after that, though, the next challenge is going to be Bold Tourism. Visit the Maui Arboretum that's also going to be in Maui in free drive. So for this, I would say the most annoying part is probably trying to find the said location, which luckily is going to be fairly close by to the Red Bull Playground here. Pretty much going this way up, guys, are going to be very close by to this skill. This is going to be the location here of the Arboretum, so I kind of put the checkpoint there. Another way to show this, I'll like zoom out so you guys can see exactly where it is looking on the map. It is going to be the tiny location right over here on the right side of the map. You could pretty much spawn over by this skill here, which I would say everybody is going to have unlocked, and then simply head over to it. And then for the next one, we're then going to have the Bold Surfin. You'll have to perform 5 wheelies in the lake that's also going to be located on Maui. So I would say the lake is going to be fairly simple to find because it's basically the only lake on the entire island of Maui, which you guys can probably guess where that is, I wonder. But if you are wondering, it's very close by to the word west here. And the easiest way to spawn into this one, though, is to head over to the rival, spawn right there, and then basically jump into the water. All you will then have to do is perform 5 wheelies. The easiest way I found to do is to head into third gear on your bike, hit your nitrous, and basically aim back on the analog stick. At least that was the easiest way I found to get this one done as quickly as possible. Moving over to the next challenge, though, for this one, you'll have to spend 15 minutes in the water in free drive. Now, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can pretty much hang out in the water, do some other challenges if you want, which you're probably going to get some time in the water doing some of those, or you could pretty much sit in the water exactly like I did until the entire 15 minutes is over. After that, though, we're then going to have the bold search, so you'll have to find the Ubisoft logo in Maui. This is going to have to be done with the RSQ e-tron, which is probably not that surprising. Luckily, though, the Ubisoft logo is going to be very easy to find, guys. Head over to the location here, which you can clearly see on the map, guys, zooming out a little bit. You can also see it where the circle is. I will put a small waypoint. That was not what I had in mind. Pretty much put a small waypoint right next to it. That is going to be the Ubisoft logo there. Simply head over to the event close by, drive right over to it, and you will get this challenge completed. After that, though, we're then going to have the bold stunts, perform 5 ground spins in the Red Bull Playground in Maui. That's also having to be done in free drive and also having to be done in the RSQ e-tron again, which is not surprising. This is not going to be the first time you guys have probably seen this challenge, though. It's also in the Hoonigan update. All you basically have to do for this is I would basically spawn right here at the skill. You guys can kind of do this on the straightaway, at least the easy way I found to do it. Spawn into the RSQ e-tron. I would recommend having the vehicle upgraded a bit or at least maxed out, which probably everyone does. Pretty much get the car up to like 100, 120, hit your nitrous. All you will then have to do is hit that e-brake, turn the wheel as hard as you can, aka the analog stick, unless you're going to be on a wheel. Make sure you guys can get the car to almost spin all the way around. You'll get one of the spins, and all you will have to do is basically do that 5 times, and boom, it will be completed. Moving over to the next one, we're then going to have perform 10 jumps in free drive. So this one's also going to be fairly simple, probably right after the previous challenge of spinning around. You can stay here and do this one. What I would recommend, guys, spawn over to this event here, head over to this side of the track. There is going to be a bunch of jumps here, basically hit those, and you'll pretty much get this done insanely quick. Keep in mind, as long as you get that vehicle off the ground a little bit, it is going to count as a jump. After that, moving over to the next one, we have the Bold Expedition. Visit, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, guys, but you basically have to get to the top of it in Maui. This also has to be done in the e-tron, so simply head over to the location, which I would say people are like, where's that at, bro? So for this, you will have to head over to the corner of the map here, guys. It's going to be this mountain right here. Simply put a waypoint on it. I would actually recommend maybe spawning over to this skill is probably the closest you can get, and then drive right on over to it, climb up to the top of it, and you will get this one completed. Luckily, it's fairly simple to find this one. Moving over to the next challenge, you're then going to have to use the e-tron again. Before this, you will have to win the Raptor and Delicacy that's going to be in Rule the Streets playlist. So this is going to be the event a lot of people are probably going to remember, to where you basically jump in it. You are then going to have your vehicle kind of going like a slower speed. Every lap it goes up 10 miles an hour. Then you will end up getting it done. To be honest, I would say this one's going to be fairly simple to do. The biggest thing is all you have to do is complete it. I think it gives you like 8 minutes or something. Should be pretty dang easy. Moving over to the next one, though, we have perform a donut on the Maui County Mayor helipad in Maui in free drive. So you will have to do this one in the RB14 Disruption Edition. Simply head over to the city here, guys. It's going to be located in Maui. It's very easy to find because it's the only city area on Maui. Before this one, though, I would recommend spawning over to the event located right here. It's basically the closest you can get to the Maui County Mayor, which you guys can probably also see on the map is just to the left of this. Located right over here, you're then going to see the helipad with the helicopter on it. If you are wondering, the easiest way I found to do this is simply drive over to it from that location, head into your helicopter, then fly up to the top of it, switch over to the Red Bull vehicle, do the donut, and then you'll be good to go to get this one completed. Moving over to the next challenge, though, is going to be the Bold Loop. Drive in the car meet looping that's going to be located on Oahu. So for this, simply head over to the Motorfest grounds that's going to be located on Oahu. I would then recommend spawning like kind of right to the 10 or something, like enter it, then leave it. All you will then have to do is basically head over to the loops here. The second you basically get on it, you will get this one completed. To be honest, it's fairly easy. And then for the next challenge, we're then going to have to finish 3 long jump feats, again driving the Disruption Edition. So the first thing I do want to mention here, because I've seen a bunch of questions about this, do keep in mind, guys, head over to your settings. This is going to be a huge thing, just in case you might have forgot, because I kind of did earlier, so this is why I wanted to mention it. Make sure your world tags are going to be on, because if they aren't, none of the objectives are going to show up, which is going to mean that you can't even do this challenge. Before this one, head over to the playground again that's going to be located on Maui. From there, guys, I would head over to this long jump here. Basically, you can spawn to it if you want. Wherever it does spawn you is pretty much going to be good to go on that. You pretty much hit that 1-3 times and boom, you will be done with this challenge. After that, though, we're then going to have Bold Cruising, which is going to require you to drive 62.1 miles. Funny part is, I would say this challenge is probably going to get completed for everybody, because no matter what you are doing, whether it's going to be the races, driving around, everything is going to count toward this one. Moving over to the next challenge, though, is going to require you to finish the Tallahassee Melee, which is in the American Muscle playlist, in less than 4 minutes using the Robbie Madison edition. So this is going to be a fairly simple challenge, guys. All you have to do is head over to the Tallahassee event, which, if you are wondering, is going to be located on the top right of Oahu over here, pretty much all by itself. Simply head into this event, complete it, and that is basically it. And then moving over to the next one is going to be the Bold Spin. Now again, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of that island because we all do know I'm going to completely butcher that, man. But you're going to have to leave from that island to the Chinaman's Hat that's on Oahu. This is going to be a lot easier than it sounds because at first I was like, well, wait a minute, man. Where is the island? But turns out it's actually not too bad. So the island you guys are going to be looking for that you have to leave from is located here. You could pretty much spawn over to the Ocean and Sky event here, then kind of head over to it. I kind of drove onto the island, then headed over to the Chinaman's Hat. So from this location right here, all you guys will have to do, let me zoom out a little bit so the circle's on there. So it's going to be this one. You're then going to have to head all the way over to the Chinaman's Hat, which is going to be located right over here. It honestly isn't that bad, and I would say it's probably fairly simple. Keep in mind, though, the water out here is definitely going to be very choppy, so it is going to slow you down a bit. If you wanted to, I would recommend kind of staying closer to the shore would probably make you quicker than hitting every single wave known to mankind because there's a lot of them over here. And then for the next challenge after that, we're then going to have the Bold Scene, which requires you to win the premiere in the Hollywood Action playlist. This is going to be very simple to do, so all you guys will have to do is head over to the playlist here, head over to the event, which I believe is going to be on the bottom, which it is. Head over to this one, guys, pick the RB14, complete it, and that is basically it on this one. After that, we're then going to have the Bold 50. So this is going to ask you to finish the Back in Time event in the Vintage Garage playlist. Again, this is going to have to be done in the RB14, so simply head over to this event. I would say the easiest way is to head over to the Vintage Garage playlist. It is going to be the first race right here, guys. Click this one, head over to it, finish the event, and that is basically it on that one. Moving over to the next one, though, you're then going to have to earn prestige tickets in the custom mode. Now, I do believe this is going to be 500 prestige tickets that you have to get, which aka is going to be around 5 different events or 5 different things completed in order to get this done. So for me, guys, if you are going to be kind of like I am at the moment, you are probably going to have a bunch of these basically completely finished, or at least a lot of them. As you guys can see here, these are all done. I will show footage of me collecting them in the background. You pretty much have to collect 5 of these, and you're going to be done with this one. I would say the most annoying part is you basically have to do a bunch of races if you don't have it, because 5 of these collected can definitely take some time to get it. And then for the next challenge after that, you're then going to have to finish 6 summit activities. This one is actually going to be very easy to do, guys. Simply head over to the summit. What I would recommend doing is probably doing the bullseye or like any of the skills located in that week. You can also do the races and stuff like that, but I jumped into the bullseye. And if you also wanted to, you could probably do some of the regular events in the summit as well, but I would recommend doing the skills because they are going to be way faster. For me, I basically jumped into the bullseye 6 times and then that was basically it. You can also do the low altitude, the slalom, or basically whichever skill is going to be available in that week when you do end up doing these challenges. And then finally, guys, the last challenge in the entire playlist basically requires you to find the tiny islands located around Maui. This is going to be fairly simple. I am going to show you the locations of all of them. Each one is going to be timestamped, so if you guys are missing one or wondering where they are, you will be able to find every single one very quick. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments below. Overall, all the challenges in this playlist took me around 2 hours. It was fairly simple, and I would say with this guide, you could probably do it even quicker.